Oh, snaps. We're making progress. We are making slight, not massive progress, but we're making progress. But progress. Da 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 da. Progress. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the channel today. This is episode 3, 1, 2, 3 of the Last Point. We are making, once again, progress, unfortunately. We're still working out the kinks. It's going to take a little bit. Video is coming, I promise. I'm still trying to figure out exactly the setup and everything and how I want to go about doing that, but video is coming. I promise you that. Hopefully by episode 5 we should be doing some video, and I'm hoping everything is set exactly the way I want to do it by episode 10. Hopefully not that long, but we're working towards it. Takes process, takes time, and all that fun stuff, but we're getting there. We're actually using a new recording app today, so hopefully this will sound a little better than the first couple episodes we did. Hopefully it projects a little better in your ears and you can hear a little better. So obviously, we've got to learn from our mistakes. That's how we learn. That's how we get better. Anyhow, like I said, once again, this is episode 3 of The Last Point. Follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Scott LP, Facebook, same thing, Jeremy Scott LP, and you can also follow me on Twitch at Uncharted Scotty. Those are the fun things, aren't they? Social media and whatnot. Twitter, add me on there. Keep you up to date on more or less just random things that come across my mind, and keeps you up to date with what's coming on the channel throughout the week. Facebook, still working on that, still getting it together, but feel free to add it to your feed and all that fun stuff. And Twitch. Twitch is starting to get some more content. Twitch is actually probably the quickest and easiest way for me to upload content to you guys. Right now we have a couple videos up on there. Some Death Star DLC, which got recorded, a little bit of Rocket League. So definitely go over to Uncharted Scotty on Twitch, and there's some hefty videos on there to watch and enjoy. Alrighty. Now, I'm not going to say there's a lot of news, but, well, really there isn't. You got to figure, like I said, we're getting close to the holiday season, so a lot of the stuff and a lot of the major stuff is going to be coming out very, very soon. But that doesn't mean there's still not content for us to talk about. So, luckily for us, Minecon 2016 just happened. 5th Minecon. It's getting bigger. It's getting much, much bigger. And, the following is there. It's still there. It's going to continue to be there. It allows people to be creative and allows them to do a lot of things that, we haven't been able to do in video games for a very long time. There's certain games that allow you to do certain things, like Fallout 4 allows you to create settlements and stuff like that. I mean, it's just a rough example, but still. And of course, the greatest thing that was ever created was the Half-Life 2 engine and Gary's mod, where you can essentially do whatever the hell you want. So, I mean, there's been elements to that, but Minecraft really is. It's instructive. That's exactly the word I'm thinking of. It's constructive. That's the word I was looking for. It's constructive gameplay. So, you're putting in effort and time, and, you really have to think of what you're doing and all that other fun stuff. So, with that being said, I got some interesting stuff that's coming out from some interesting information from Minecon. We're going to go over the 1.11 update, which there's supposed to be essentially a trial coming out on the 28th, which is actually tomorrow. So, hey, look out for that, you PC users, and anybody that's playing Minecraft and it's an original, medium. That'll be hitting tomorrow with the exact full release is still up in the air. They haven't given us a hardcore release date yet, but that is coming. But it's going to give you a nice feel for what's coming. So we're gonna go over some of the things that we're seeing, heard, and told of uh, that are coming. We'll go over the update here in a second, but I want to go over something for my console friends out there because there is some new items coming to console versions. Obviously, a lot of this has already been on the main game, but obviously, console users. There's a very large amount of console users, so there's some updates coming that should prove to be very interesting. Bone blocks will be showing up in the console versions. Obviously, these create fossils underground, and it's intriguing, and you have to dig pretty deep to find these. But bone blocks will be coming out with the obviously the indirect creation of fossils that you can now dig up. Nether red bricks will be added on. Frost boots, which look very intriguing, freezes water as you walk on it. Like I said, most, if not all, of these are already on the PC version, obviously, or the Mac version, whatever you want to go with. But us console players need to have shit too. There's igloos that will be actually scattered in obviously the ice biomes. A lot of the igloos will actually have laboratories underneath it. So if you can find the trapdoor hidden in the igloos, there are laboratories, and we'll have cauldrons and brewing stations and other weird and obscure things. So look for those. If you go to any of the other biomes and you come across a village, blacksmiths will be in cobblestone homes, so it won't all be wooden homes, and you'll have a little more variety there. That doesn't matter what biome it's at. And probably one of the more cool little things is they're going to have banner crafter. So you'll now be able to craft banners and place them throughout the world, and there's many variations, multiple million variations of what you can make into those banners using obviously dyes and all that fun stuff. So that's coming too. Another big major thing that's coming to consoles is the Chinese mythology texture pack, which actually looks very cool. Just a couple examples. The wolf is a Chow Chow dog, and the gas looks like a lantern, which looks badass. But those are some of the intriguing little things. Like I said, those are things that, if not already on the PC versions. So this is more for console gamers, but it's there, and that is also coming out, I believe, October 4th. So look for those to be coming out very soon. Now, the more intriguing one for everybody else, the 111 update that has been talked about since, I don't know, forever, is going to be coming out. Like I said, there's essentially a trial on the 28th, but then we have the full release to be determined. It'll come out soon enough. Biggest things to come out of this patch, or update, whatever you want to call it. The long-awaited llamas will be making their official debut into Minecraft, so you can get yourself a nice little pet llama. As far as dying, we're not sure how far we are with that, but you will have llamas. You'll get to have your own pet llama, and I'm sure there's somebody out there who wants to dye them pink, so we'll go from there. But llamas will be making their debut in Minecraft. The Woodland Mansion Dungeon will be added, so for you dungeon masters out there, you'll be able to find yourself a woodland mansion, so that should be intriguing. Some new mobs. We're going to have the Invoker, the Vex, and the Vindicator, which are actually variations of the villagers. Obviously, upgrading from Invoker to Vex to Vindicator, so look out for those. Also, we have the Shulker box, which is composed of shulker shells, which is actually something I actually find very intriguing. Something I actually assume was in the game already, but apparently isn't. It allows you to move the box without items dropping or disappearing. So every time you go and you get a chest and you fill that chest and you destroy it, and all your little things fall out, and you got to sit here and pick them all back up, and it reorganizes your chest. This allows you to, if you want to move the chest, you take the chest out and it comes to you as a full chest, and you can move it, and it has everything stashed the way it was in the chest. Now, if this is completely true, that would also mean that you can fill the chest, destroy the chest, and you can basically have an infinite, and well, not an infinite, but essentially an infinite inventory if you're able to carry multiples of these. So, I mean, this has the potential of being one heck of an item. So, like I said, a lot of this is still not 100% as to exactly how it's going to function. So, keep an eye out. So, like I said, the trial comes out tomorrow. So, hopefully, we can get some people to go ahead and look into this. I wouldn't imagine there wouldn't be. So, also, there is a new consumable coming along with it with the new mobs, the Totem of Undying. It's actually a very intriguing little device. It's actually a stat boost to help you from dying. If you're basically about to die, you will consume it, and it'll allow you to survive at least long enough to attempt to get away from danger. So that should be an intriguing thing in and of itself. So hopefully this will help, especially some of those people that tend to go out there and get killed very easily, like myself, to not die so easily. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot of things out of that. Also, we also have villagers that are specializing that are going to allow you to buy treasure maps from them. Something that's been sorely needed, so you don't have to search the world to find all your fancy little treasures. You can now get these from the villagers for trading fish or whatever the hell they want, I guess. And then the location command, which is going to be very handy in as far as locating very specific parts of the map. It'll allow you to transport very easily using this fancy little command. So that'll all come with everything else in this update. I'm sure there's plenty more of little things in the update. Of course, I'm pretty sure anybody out there that's got the PC version's got a lot more detail into what they're getting since they play it immensely more. Of course, I have the console version of it. I don't play the PC one nearly as much as I play the regular one on console. I don't nearly play an insane amount of Minecraft as it is, but I dabble a little bit and know enough about it to survive on it. So at least a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much everything from Minecon. There was a lot of interesting things that happened. There was a lot of YouTubers there showing off their skills and competitions and meet and greets and panels and all that other stuff. So it was actually very entertaining. I didn't really watch everything. I did watch bits and pieces. I watched a lot of the opening ceremony and some of the panels, but it was pretty good. Obviously, for all those hardcore Minecraft players, it was fantastic from what I've been told. So hopefully everybody enjoyed Minecon 2016. I'm sure it'll be bigger and better next year because the community's there and they love it, so they're going to keep expanding to make it as big as possible. So look out for that next year. Okay, so now off from Minecraft, we'll go into the usual stuff. And today is September 28th. Or actually, sorry, it's the 27th. I'm getting a little far ahead of myself. But today is September 27th, and that means new releases. That's right. All the new games coming out today. So you can go to the store today, pick these up today. Well, not all of them. It's always this way. It's always fucking like this. There's like one or two games that comes out today, and then there's like a bunch that come out Friday. Apparently, Friday is becoming the new release date, which is not cool, but whatever. We'll roll with the punches. It's all good. But new releases coming out today. There's at least one, so yeah, at least one's coming out today. So, but anyway, here are your new releases for this week. The one that actually Man, this is the funny thing about it. There's so many games that are going to be coming out in the next couple weeks that this week is proving to be very, very slow, unfortunately. Not to say that there isn't anything coming out, but they're mostly DS games. That's the problem. But nonetheless, they're games nonetheless. And they're games that people play and they're games that people want. So that's why we're here. We're here to tell you that they're coming. Or actually in this case that they're here. So because that's what we do here. We inform you and we let you know what's coming and what's out and what you should pick up and what we're going to be picking up, so that way we can give you the best information possible for what you want and what you want to do and what you want to get. So anyway, like I said, a lot of the releases that are coming out today are 3DS games. We have a couple coming out. On Friday. Some of the bigger games actually come out on Friday. So it's just a matter of circumstance, and it's just how it works. It's not really a matter of, anything else. So we're going to start off with the 3DS games, since that's the major releases today. So we got Yokai Watch 2, Bony Spirits, Fleshy Souls for the 3DS. That actually comes out on the 30th, so that'll be out on Friday. Obviously, that's not the biggest game to come out, but like I said, we've got a few 3DS games coming out, so and like I said, you got to understand we have a lot of stuff coming out. And actually, next week is going to be a pretty big week, but obviously, we're going to go over what's coming out this week first. Like I said, you got Yokai Watch 2, Bony Spirits, Fleshy Souls coming out for the 3DS. The other big one on 3DS that actually comes out today is Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. That comes out today. And then, we're like I said, it's very slim. The two big name games that come out today for the PS4, Xbox One, this one actually comes out on PC, is FIFA 17. EA Sports' FIFA. So if you're waiting for the EA version of FIFA and soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're from or whatever, that comes out today. And XCOM 2 comes out today for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Those are your big games that come out this week. Two 3DS games and a sports game and an XCOM game that's been kind of, hanging around there for a long time. But those are your releases for this week. So, like I said, unfortunately kind of small, but like I said, we've got big stuff coming. You got to figure, you got Warhammer End Times coming out on the 4th, and Gears of War and Mafia 3 coming out next week. So it's starting the good release season for everybody for all their gaming needs. So starting next week is when the big stuff's going to start hitting. So, and we're going to keep you updated, and we'll have some Gears of War 3 info. We're going to get you all ready for everything that's going to be Gears of War for its release on the 7th. So tune into LastPoint. We'll have all the last minute details and everything you need to expect, and what the early analysts are saying about Gears of War 4 on the LastPoint next week. Sorry, yeah. So now we'll get into before we get into the main thing, we're gonna there's one thing I came across while I was searching through the news and trying to find some other things. GameStop, yes, GameStop. They are running a bundle for the Xbox One. So if you are too lazy to get an Xbox One S, or you for some reason still haven't made the jump to next gen consoles, if you haven't done it yet, then I don't know what you're waiting for. But this is going to be the easiest and cheapest way for you to move up in the world. GameStop is going to be selling off a $230 box set for the Xbox One. I repeat, $230. And it's the Gears of War bundle, which has the first 3 games, has Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it also allows you to pick another $60 game. So for $230, you get you an Xbox One, you get you 3 Gears of War games, you also get Rise of the Tomb Raider, so you've already got 4 games right there, and then you also get to pick a fifth game, up to $60. So that means you can get you a brand new, you can pick up XCOM 2 for Xbox One to go with your $230 Xbox, and you wouldn't have to pay an extra, well, you pay tax, but you wouldn't have to pay any more. So you can get yourself a brand new game with a brand new Xbox and 4 other games for $230. It's kind of hard to pass something like that up, especially when the Xbox One S is $300 and it doesn't come with any games. I think I'll take the bundle. Of course, I don't have a 4K TV, but hey, if I had a 4K TV, I'd have an Xbox One S, but we're not getting into that. All right. Now we're going to get into the big story of the week. Today is the 27th of September. The article I read actually misput this. They said 20th anniversary. It's not the 20th anniversary. You have to have the first year before you have an anniversary, and that's not how it works. 19 is how it worked. 19 years ago on Friday, or actually on Thursday, is when the Nintendo 64 was released. It's been 19 years since the release of the Nintendo 64. It was originally released June 23rd of 1996, which is actually a 5th generation console, but the N64, I mean, come on, guys, this was the quintessential console of the generation. I mean, yeah, the PlayStation came out. You had the Sega Saturn, which failed miserably, but not failed bad enough to where it was non-existent. But still, of the 3 consoles, the N64 is probably going to go down as the overall winner of the generation, because the PlayStation 2 killed it the next generation, but Nintendo still had a stranglehold on the video gaming industry. PlayStation was new to the game. Sega was still around, but it wasn't as prominent as it been since the Sega Genesis. The Saturn had a lot of different issues, and it just didn't appeal to a lot of people. Plus, it was also, the same as with the PlayStation's disc space, so people were kind of hesitant. Obviously, now we live in the age where everything's downloaded, but still, Nintendo still had a stranglehold on the industry, and it shows. 32.93 million consoles sold worldwide. 32.93 million consoles. That's ridiculous. Contrary to if you think about it when you get to the PlayStation 2, but this is back in the early to mid 90s. So, but 32.39 million consoles sold. And funny thing is, North America sold 20.63 million, which is actually almost 4 times as much as Japan sold, and they sold 5.5 million. Europe sold 6.75 million. So, I mean, in North America, N64 was God. Period. It sold more than Japan and Europe and Asia combined. But and it was in production for 7 years, from September 96 to November of 2003. So, I mean, this was the console in the U.S., and I mean, this was the console I had when I was a kid. This is the first console that I really, 100% delved 100% into video games. I mean, I've been playing games since the Super Nintendo, and I've even played old school Nintendo back from when I was a kid. But of course, that was a product of what my dad would let me have, or what my dad would buy me, or my mom would let me play, or my friends had, or anything like this. But the N64 was mine, was my first, this is what I like. This is what I wanted. And, I have so many fond memories of that N64. From Super Mario 64, to GoldenEye, to Zelda, to Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, NWO World Tour, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I mean, I played all the big games. There was other games that came out. Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was a big deal at the time. The first Mario Kart, or well, actually, it wasn't the first, but the first 3D Mario Kart came out. The other Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, which I played to death. The first Mario Party was on the N64. Star Fox 64 came out. Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, Paper Mario, Super Smash Brothers, which was hellaciously fantastic. It was just, oh man. I mean, there was just so much going into this console that for you not to have one was just like you didn't like games. I mean, yeah, the PlayStation had like Final Fantasy and Gran Turismo, Metal Gear Solid, but I mean, it was all about the N64. At the end of the day, it was all about the N64. I remember I have memories of playing Pokemon Stadium and using the transfer pack and taking my Pokemon from my Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow and putting it in the transfer pack and battling on the game and Rogue Squadron and just having those aerial battles with X-Wings and TIE Fighters and crashing constantly. And then, No Mercy, which is one of the best wrestling games ever made. I mean, it's still talked about. I mean, a lot of these games are still talked about today. Star Fox being one of the best Star Fox games ever, one of the best, flight, space fighter games made in a long time. Like I said, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, like the best wrestling games ever made. Perfect Dark was the first real hardcore first-person shooter. Super Smash Brothers, which really blew up the party gaming aspect, and competitive. It was insane. And then obviously the major juggernauts. You got Super Mario 64, which sold 11 million copies. The highest selling game of the entire generation. Mind you, this is more than Final Fantasy VII, which is, not in my personal opinion, but to everybody else, is the best Final Fantasy game ever made. I liked 8 better, but that's just a personal opinion. But 11 million copies. And Super Mario 64 was hella fun. So, and then, you also have GoldenEye 007, which I played endlessly. Sitting in the back of the bunker with a rocket launcher in the enclosed room because you had no way of anybody sneaking up on you had no way of anybody sneaking up behind you because you were completely encased and there was only one way out. I mean, it was, it sucked if somebody got the rocket launcher and came back out. But still, you had a straight shot at the door and it was... And then all the proximity mines. Oh my god, the proximity mines. Damn, those things were so. It was just. I spent days upon weeks upon hours just playing the hell out of some GoldenEye. And, it just defined the genre, period. And then, of course, what some people consider to be the greatest game of all time was also an N64 game, which is the Ocarina of Time, which has been considered by most, one of the best, if not the best, action-adventure game ever made, and in some people's eyes, the best game ever made. And Ocarina of Time, I played that too. I played everything that was on the N64. And I played Ocarina of Time, just so many pots, so many rupees. And learning those songs was just... Hell, there would be times when people were like... Sorry, but either way. Come on, that's what I'm saying. These games were, pivotal to my childhood. They really kind of got me to where And at now, I mean, they pretty much introduced me into a way of having an outlet to put out all the outside crap I was dealing with at the time, and it just it made life fun sometimes, and there were days that were really really crappy, really really bad, and I could just sit there and play something as simple as Mario Kart or some Super Smash Brothers and just forget everything and forget all the bullshit, and it was great. Some little facts about this fantastic system. It's the last console to really use cartridges in mainstream, not including handhelds, obviously, but it was the last console to really use cartridges. Um, Obviously, the reason being, Nintendo said it was more or less for to combat piracy, and it also eliminated load times, which was fantastic as time has gone by. Nowadays, where load times are ridiculously long and take forever and downloading and all that shit, I miss the days where I could pop that cartridge in, turn that bitch on, press the start button, and within 2 seconds, I'm running around in the freaking air duct, about to jump out, fucking shoot everybody in the bathroom, run down the stairs, start shooting everybody in the hallways, go and find the Professor Doak and shoot him in the face because it was fun to do. So, oh no, I can let you in. Okay, I'll let you in. Swipe your card. GoldenEye, so much fun. Anyway, enough of the load time bullshit. Some of the nice little expansions, or I guess add-ons for the world famous console. You had the expansion pack, which is basically like an external hard drive. You had the rumble pack, which that vibration you feel when you shoot that gun and shoot that poor little kid because he wants to sit there and fuck your mom and all this other bullshit. So you're getting tired of listening to him run his mouth. So you take your fucking sniper rifle out and you shoot him, and that kickback in your hand. Yeah, it's a rumble feature. We had to have an attachment for that shit. Didn't come pre-loaded like it does now. They had all kinds of stuff. The precursor to internal memory cards. You had the controller patch, which was obviously the N64 version of the memory card from PlayStation. The transfer pack, like I said before, which was mainly used with the Pokemon games for Pokemon Stadium, which was fun in its own right. And then VRU, which was used for Hey You Pikachu, the voice recognition unit, so you could talk to Pikachu and have him do this, that, and whatever. Played that too. Played everything. That Nintendo 64 got played to death. And I had that thing forever, until the PlayStation 2 came around, and then the PlayStation 2 had so many hours logged on it. So it was just hours upon hours, and all night marathons and all that crap. But this N64 was all me, solo, 100%. This is before online plays. Before, you had LAN, parties, but not LAN in specifically. You had split screen, but it was the concept of LAN. And me and 4 of my friends could play on this one, and friends over at the other house could have their tournament, and then we could go to one person. Literally, this is what we used to do. Be like 3 of us at one house and 3 of us at another house, and we would play GoldenEye. And then of the 3, whoever won, and of the other 3, whoever won, we would sit there and we would go to this person's house or this person's house, depending on who finished last, obviously. And we would then sit there. We'd do this all the time, and we'd be like, all right, split screen, and you can't quit looking at my screen, all the time. It was ridiculous. Back in the days when responsibility wasn't a problem and you didn't have to worry about paying your electric bill and paying your rent, making sure there's food in the house, and all that other bullshit. Just worried about who was going to be the one not finding the golden gun and the one who's going to make sure that there wasn't a proximity mine around that fucking corner, and the guy that always picked fucking Mario or Zelda, or not Zelda, but Link. See, I made that mistake, son of a bitch. Anyway, like I said, so it's been 19 years since the release of the N64. Probably one of the best consoles ever made. Uh, in my personal opinion, it has a very, very, unique spot in my heart of hearts. But I don't consider it the best console. It's a very, very sentimental favorite. That's for damn sure. Um, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not like the most crucial in my lifetime. It definitely was the funnest. I can tell you that right now. But the crucial console is definitely the PS3, and we'll get into that a different day. We don't need to get into all the sentimental bullshit, but N64, 19 years old in 2 days. Uh, you know what? If I've made you nostalgic in even the littlest bit, little teeniest bit, you can do it the easy way. Go on YouTube. There's tons of people on there that play the old school N64s and upload them. You can get emulators online nowadays. It's not that hard. Or hell, go to your local old school game store and pick you up an N64, pick you up 5 or 6 cartridges, plug that son bitch into your TV, and have some old school 64-bit fun on your big fat, HD TV that can stream freaking 4K, movies and crystal clear and it looks real as fuck. And then you can go and get this 64-bit bullshit that looks like blocky bullshit, but is a hell of a lot better than half the crap that comes out nowadays. This feels more genuine talking about something that really piques my interest, and news is so passe. This is not really and that's the thing. That's what these podcasts are for. This is what development is. This is how process and development and growing is. You find your niche, you find what you're good at, you find what really drives you, and what gives you your personality, and what gives you what you want, and what you need to, make yourself better, and what you, give. That way, you can give something more authentic and more, real to people. And that's hard. That's very hard nowadays. And news is fine. News is great. But I think I know it's early, but I just feel I feel a shift in how these podcasts are going to go and how things are going to work. I mean, maybe nostalgia kicks in all the time. Maybe it's more based on what's coming out or what big games are coming, what I'm going to be buying, what I think you should be getting or at least looking into. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's just a matter of time. Once, and I can guarantee you this: once we have our niche, it's going to be full on, and we're going to be all over that shit. And we're going to keep attempting to give you guys content that you like and enjoy, and all that other fun stuff. And taking your suggestions and what you guys want to hear about and know about and all that other fun stuff. But, that comes in time, so. But that's all I really have. Like I said, Minecon 2016 was, from what I've been told, a very huge success. A lot of good information coming out. Like I said, not a ton of games coming out. You got FIFA 17 and XCOM, which are the two big games come out today. And all the bigger games are going to be coming out in the coming weeks, starting with next week in Gears 4. And then, of course, the good old N64 and nostalgia kicking in and all that bullshit. But either way, that was the last point. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in today. Again, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. All those fantastic links will be in the description below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe because I have to pander so I can get more viewers and more subscribers and so you can listen to my bullshit. Haha. But seriously, like, share, and subscribe for more content. We will be back next week for the last point. Same time on Tuesday mornings. So that way you have something to do on your boring, worst day of the week. So hopefully we can give you some brightness and the most useless day of the entire week. And just in case you wonder what I mean by that, my theory is everybody hates Mondays because they know it's Monday. Everybody loves Fridays because it's Friday. Thursdays is okay because you know tomorrow's Friday. Wednesday's in the middle of the week, so you know you're halfway there. Tuesday's annoying because it's you still have 3 days to work and you already worked the day, so it's not even in the middle. It's kind of like, fuck, it's Tuesday. It's like you got 3 days left, but you already worked the day, but it's like it's still 3 days and it's not Wednesday yet, and it's just inconvenient and it's a pain in the ass. So either way, Tuesdays suck. So I'm here to make your Tuesdays just a little bit better. So again, like and share and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be uploading a couple live streams onto here. I've been attempting this for like about the last 4 or 5 days, attempting to do a full battle station on Battlefront, from the diversion to the rescue to the actual, trench run and all that other stuff. I keep ending up to where we end up winning on the diversion, or I end up as the Imperials when we go all the way if it goes all the way through, we either stop them during the diversion, or if we end up as the rebels, we can't rescue. It's ridiculous. But I've gotten all the way through as the Imperials. I want to get all the way through as the rebels, so I'm trying to get it. Obviously, it may take forever, just because it just takes chance half the time. But we'll probably upload some other stuff. We got some 2K16, WWE 2K16 that I'll probably upload a little bit of. Getting ready for 2K17, which I actually have some big plans for that. And of course, Titanfall 2, which comes out at the end of the month. So there's going to be some major stuff going on with Titanfall 2. But, obviously this all comes in time, and we don't have that kind of time right now, but we're getting there. So hopefully we'll have a lot more content. We are going to be producing more as the subscribers come in and all that fun stuff. So make sure to tune in later this week, and we'll have a few live streams for you. And tune in next Tuesday for the LastPoint episode 4, where a lot of what we're going to discuss is probably going to be Gears 4 and all the information you need to know as far as multiplayer, the single player campaign, and the DLC and all that fun shit. And then we'll probably touch on some Mafia 3 too, but it'll probably mostly be Gears. So we'll see you then. Peace out later.